Racers, make sure you have your windows up. Big shout out to the IRRA staff out here.
Bottles of coolant does it take?
I'm gonna buy one of those mechanical pumps.
Nice.
Haven't got to it.
It's cool with the radio in the back. This one I really like. I know they're rare. Another beautiful morning here in Florida.
We made it.
We made it. Gonna take a look at the S1 booth stuff and see if there's anybody that I know at your Honda Classic over there.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. The prizes are in.
What up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm a little tired today. This was kind of a busy weekend. Went to Dreamfest down in Palm Beach International Raceway, and then Honda Fest in Orlando. Picked up a new sweet hat from S1. Gonna go visit S1 sometime soon. Got to talk to Song and everybody over there. Had a great time at the shows this weekend. Some of the stuff that I was supposed to get done over the weekend didn't get done because it was a very busy weekend. Paramount being the wheel bearings on the front end. There was a set of spindles at a junkyard. Didn't make it to the junkyard. We tried to get the tool to replace the wheel bearings. We got the wheel bearings out, but of course the race got stuck on the bearing. Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, we need need to take these over to Jet Performance, Tony's shop, see if he can't remedy these wheel bearings and hubs for us to get these spindles put back together. Now, the original plan was to kind of do the front end with the headlights and what's in that box that's special. That was today's video, but that's obviously going to get pushed back probably till Wednesday's video, but we're going to see how fast we can get these things done. Part of me is just like, screw it, rip the whole car apart. Like I said, if I can have these spindles on the car and drive the car around and know that everything's all good from that point on, we will be swapping the transmission. Also, good news, over the weekend I got the last remaining parts that I need to swap this over to a manual transmission setup, including the pedals and the transmission. So expect a B-Series transmission video soon, because we're going to be opening that up, double checking that trans, see what's going on with it, blah 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 blah. We'll get there when we get there. So first thing I got to do is load all this stuff up into the car, head to Tony's shop, and then we're gonna have a little chit chat about the other thing that happened this weekend, which everyone is so excited about. Listen, I don't mean to turn this into a talking video by any stretch of the imagination. Well, that boy flying. I don't mean to turn this video into a talking video whatsoever, but we gotta talk about the new Integra. I was fortunate enough to talk to a few people over the weekend, like Mike Chan from Acura Honda Classic, has worked for Honda and Acura for many years, and Honda Pro Jason, who obviously most of you guys know, brand advocate. Let's just get it out on the table, man. Nobody's happy about the new Integra, and people need to leave Honda Pro Jason and other people alone, you know, like. So here's the thing. I think that the new Integra will probably still sell. People will still buy it. And ultimately, that's the problem. Do I feel that it's a new Integra? No, not at all. They should have called it the new ILX. I mean, the thing is, as a car, it's probably pretty good. As an ILX, everybody would be so happy about it, because it's, you know, 6-speed LSD hatchback. Like, if you called it the ILX, I think everybody would be over the moon about it. You know, the Integra's gone. Let it, you know, stay in the past, let it be a ghost of the past, or whatever you want to call it. The problem is, enthusiast cars that Honda and Acura have, you know, built over the years actually have a long standing of not being very easy to sell. And that's ultimately what I think the coffin nail is. The thing that most people need to realize is, before we even saw the 2022 Civic, this whole Integra idea, design was already hatched. That's what we all need to come to the understanding that before the new Civic even came out, they knew what they were going to do with the Integra. Hence the reason why they, you know, killed off the coupe. They killed off the coupe because it didn't sell. The ultimate argument to that is, well, why didn't it sell? Well, it's because it's a car people don't want. The NSX is another example of a car people didn't want. Do people think it looks great? Yes. Like the new NSX looked great. Now, was it the same lineage as the old one? No. Because the electric motors, the automatic transmission, you tack on the fact that the car was $100,000 more than everybody thought it would be. You know, everybody thought when the new NSX came out, it would be like 150,000, something like that. And it came out, it was 250,000. Like, what? Honda has had a long history of, you know, making some missteps, of making certain cars that they thought would sell, didn't sell. One of the things that's really weird is, like, the Honda Element sold like crazy, discontinued it. Even the Accord Cross Tour sold well, discontinued it. The CRZ, another car that looked great, everybody was happy about, but wrong power plant. So what is it? I think one of the biggest reasons for the extreme negativity that new Integra is getting is because, well, people that are fans of the brand, I think, have just been so disappointed with so many of the choices Honda and Acura has made over the last 10, 15 years. You know, ever since they went to the acronym system, naming system, it's just really stupid. No one liked it. They're like, we want to be more like the Germans. And it's like, you're not the Germans. Nobody buys an Acura because they're like, I just couldn't afford the German car. Nobody buys an Acura because of that. They buy an Acura because it's built by Honda. And it's a luxury premium brand, which all of that makes sense. Everybody and their mother was like, no, we don't want a 4-door Integra. We don't want it. We don't want it. Nobody wants it. It's an ILX. Everybody wanted an ILX with a 6-speed and an LSD. Now, the takeaways of the new Integra are that, A, it's not what anybody wanted. B, it is what a lot of people and the negative mindset expected. 4-door, bloated hatch. Instead of making a Civic Si hatch, they're just calling it the Integra. The strange thing about this situation is that it's not that the car is really that off the mark. It's that the reaction has been extremely negative. When the new Civic came out, people were like, oh, it's ugly, oh, it's bad, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't this bad. And it really feels like they just took a Civic hatch and, you know, slapped an Integra name on it and gave it yellow paint. That's what it feels like. It feels like Acura is messing with the consumer. That's why I think the reactions have been so extremely negative. It's not just like, oh, we don't like it. What do you see when you pull up to any red light in America? An SUV next to you. 4 doors and a hatch, big wheels. And honestly, the new Integra is obviously bringing that to the table. My problem is that it just seems like there's no chance of a coupe or a 3-door in the future whatsoever, which I don't know why. Companies are still making 3 doors, coupes, and they're still selling. At one time, Honda swore they would never bring the hatchback back, but they did. And it's selling better now than it ever has. And they swore they would never bring it back. So I know for this, I know this for a fact, Acura and Honda are listening, but if they listen to what we are saying today, it'll take 2 years for any changes to be made. You know, that's such a big company. It takes so long to get all these things designed and manufactured, approved, and safety and all that stuff. So that's my thoughts on the new Integra. That's my rant. Let's go see if we can get these spindles put it back together. All right, we're out here at the junkyard. There's this DA that I've seen in here before. So I dropped the spindles off. Couldn't get the parts today, so came to the junkyard and wanted to see if I could get the spindles off of this DA. I actually just finished tearing the whole passenger side off. It was a mission, but I got it. Wheel bearing seems on that one, but driver's side seems good. You can see, yeah, driver's side seems good. So just zip the lug nuts off, kick that bad boy. Whoever had this DA took care of it. I think they just scrapped it because they couldn't sell it because it's not wrecked anywhere. And everything has been torn out of it. There's not much left. It's a 91. So I'm just trying to grab whatever I can off of it. Front suspension and subframe is about the only thing left on it. So I'm not going to sit here and film this. It's too hot. I'm just going to try to get this off as quick as I can. So picked up the spindles from the junkyard along with a rear wheel ABS sensor. According to the previous owner, the rear wheel ABS sensor was cut, so that's why the ABS light is on. I want to find out if the ABS works or not. So what we're going to do, so we've got these spindles from the junkyard. It's never bad to have a spare set of spindles, especially when DA parts are getting rarer and rarer these days. And of course I dropped the other spindles off at Tony's shop, so they're going to get all new wheel bearings, hubs, ball joints, all that stuff. The other spindle. So I may just actually throw those on. I may have to go get some lower ball joints just to throw in these, which you can never have too many spindles. These good ball joints. but I probably want to throw them in the car, drive around the parking lot, make sure the car is good, there's no weird noises or clunks, blah, 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 all that stuff. Inspect the transmission, do all the stuff I want to do, prep-wise, before it's time to go manual. And then we'll get started on the manual swap. So we're hopefully just a couple weeks away from getting all that wrapped up. And this car will be a nice, fun cruiser. And then we get to do the fun stuff, you know, brakes, engine mods, blah, 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 blah. Moving forward, this is where I'm gonna wrap this video up. I know it was a long one. I'm gonna have more stuff on Wednesday's video. Hopefully we'll have this thing on the ground ready to go for Wednesday's video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.